Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you my encrypted GUI chat written in Python. So here all the messages sending to the server, they're encrypted by the server key, and also all the messages sending personally from user to user, they are being encrypted by the user's RSA key. So even the server kind of in the middle cannot read the personal messages. So it's possible here to send public messages and personal messages. So this is how it works. Here I'm using socket, I'm using pickle to serialize my messages. Also threading and daytime sleep, and this is RSA encryption model. I'm using new keys to create keys, and this is my crypt. This is the model that I wrote. It contains encryption and decryption functions. Looks like this. I'm using pickle here and encrypt decrypt from RSA, and this is the RSA encrypt and RSA decrypt functions. So it encrypt takes data as string and also the key, and it performs encryptions just using 117 bytes chunks and creates result and returns this encrypted result. And decryption function takes bytes in the input and the key and performs decryptions kind of the same way. It's only the size that is different. I just googled it. I exactly don't know how it works, these sizes, and so and exactly why there is some limitation. This sizes how this library can work, because for encryption it uses 117 bytes and for decryption 128. So, and I return here serialized object pickle loads. So here this server, how it works. So here is the main function is receive. This function is being started when this model started. So here I first specify nickname and client key. This is client public key, and this is a while loop. Here I'm catching exceptions like keyboard interrupt, and I'm getting client and address from the server if it accepts connection. So and I print message that I'm connected with sorry, connected with the with another client. So here I send to the client the message that I need a nickname from the client, and I'm using this function. Also with the message I'm sending the public key of the server, which the client will use to encrypt the message. After that, using this function, I'm getting from the client its nickname and the client public key. So the client should respond with nickname and client key. This function get nick, if I go show it, here it is. It gets data using this function get data. This function actually decrypts the data received from the client. This is the client receive, and using the private key of the server, because the client is supposed to send the data to the server being encrypted with server's public key. So here I'm catching exceptions, and so I received here in this place I received nickname and client key, and I'm beginning checking on the server if if the client nickname is already in the list of clients, so it's not unique. So I'm sending message change nick to the client. So the client should respond with another encrypted message with the new nick and then the client key. if everything is okay, so I go just further. If for some reason I don't get nickname or client key, I'm just close this connection and break this loop, the current loop. So here just to make sure, I'm checking it again after finishing this while loop. If there is no nickname or client key, I just continue the outer loop, this one from the beginning. So if everything is okay and I got nickname and client key, and to my client's dictionary, I add new key as a new record as a nickname and with its client object and client key, and send the message as client, the date when it happened, and nickname that joined the chat, and broadcast message for all the user. Broadcast is a function that sends messages just using for loop to all the users. And send users, this is the message to update lists in the client, because I'm having GUI clients and they have list of all the users that's present on the server, and this function updates that list. And here I begin a new thread. This thread will be handling the new user. So the new client which is connected to the server will be handled by this handle function. We can look at this. It's pretty simple. If for some reason this function not receives nickname, it just returns false and finished. If not, I'm getting client here and begin the handling loop. This is while true, I'm receiving data from the client. If no data, I close the client and break it. And if it's okay, if I got data, I'm checking type of the data. And here, if it's public, I broadcast the message. If it's personal, I send it to the, I'm getting figured out what is the destination, creating the message, and to this destination I send the message, and this is destination one. This is actually the public key of the that user that's supposed to be it's sent to, because the message sent personally will be encrypted by the using public key of the destination. So, and the client performs the encryption on its side, uses public key of the another client to which one he wants to send the message. So it means that the message comes to the server already encrypted, the content is already encrypted, and the server cannot read the message, which is personal. Only the destination client can decrypt the content and read it. So if the message type is by, it means the client is leaving the server, and I send and I close the client here. So what else in it? Here's this functions message and send users, how they work and broadcast. I will put the link to the description, and this is a project on my GitHub. So let's look at the client. Here is the GUI interface. I will not talk about GUI a lot. Which is interesting here, it's maybe this is the main receiving function. This is actually the client function. What client does, it receives the data, and here I catch exceptions, trying to decrypt the data which is coming. And if it's not, for example, encrypted, here is exception, decryption error, because the first message received from the server, it cannot be encrypted, because the server doesn't know the public key of the client yet, and it sends the message to ask about the nickname, and sends in this message the server's public key. And here the client checks if this message is unique, and if it's not authorized client. So we set authorized true, and the server key, we are getting the server key here from the data content, and use the server, the client, sorry, the function, the client function send nick, and we're sending the nickname to the server. So here's another exception. So if no data for some reason, we return false, and if it's okay, so we're getting message type here and the message content. If not message, it means something wrong, return false. If it's okay, we do match our message type. If it's change nick, like from the server came message change nick, it means the user, the client, enter the same nick that it already present. So we send nick again. If it's users, it means the server sends the message with update for the user list. And here the block of code which updates in the view in the GUI the list of all the clients present on the server. And here the personal and public messages. If it's personal, message is being decrypted using private key, and sender, we're getting sender from the message, and create the message here and add message to the message, kind of a message area in our GUI. If it's public, so if it's public, we're just receiving the message and getting sender again, and the message will be added to the public category. So here is a update user list function. It works with GUI as well. Here is add message function, send message function. So here we send messages differently. If we send to public, we send message and it will be just encrypted using the server's public key. If we send not public message, like just personal to somebody, we mark it as personal, and this thing, self-user's user, this is the public key of our destination. So the content of the message, this function message, it has condition. If it receives this public key here, the content of the message will be encrypted inside the message using the public key of the destination client. So this is how it works. Now we can run it and look at that actually, how it really works. So I'm running server, and I can switch to clients, and here I have my files, client and server, and I can run my client. So here's my message that asks about my nickname. Let's enter Mike, and we see interface, and it shows that here is public and my name. So I'm only one user on the server here. This is public category. If I type a message here like hello, I send hello to the public chat with public. This is my own user. If I say hello here, I send message to myself. So what else I can do here? If I open another instance and enter the same user, for example, the same username, it says, so it's occupied, enter another nickname. Okay, set as just user, and we see here that now there are Mike and user here, and also in public I got that user joined the chat, Mike joined the chat, and here user got the same message on the, the last one. And now let's try to write as user, hello from user. And we see in public chat, we received the message, hello from user. And here as well, if from user, I send message to Mike, for example, hey, like that. It's not received in public, but here in Mike's GUI, I see in user here one message. I can click and see that I got personal message from the user, and I can personally answer to the message, and my user got this message. If I click to Mike's name in the user's GUI, I see this conversation, and this is public back. So if some of the clients will leave the chat, for example, user, I see in Mike's GUI that user disappeared here. So this is GUI, this is how it works, and everything is encrypted, and personal messages, they are not readable on the server. So I put the link into the description below the video, and you will be able to read this code and use it. Thank you for watching, and bye.